What's happening in California? In California, unprecedented earth movement of about 3 feet every week breaks gas lines, cracks roads, causing houses to sink. So, what the heck is going on there at Rancho Palos Verdes? And the writer says, when I heard that the earth was moving there, it immediately caught my attention because I've been warning about geologic instability along the California coast for more than a decade. What is taking place has been described as an ongoing slide, but that term just does not doesn't do it justice. Others call what we are witnessing earth movement on a massive scale, and I think that is much more accurate. According to Fox 11 in Southern California, this earth move is rupturing gas lines, cracking roads, and causing houses to sink, of course. Land movement in Rancho Palos Verdes continues to accelerate, according to experts. As a result, roads and houses continue to crack and sink. On Friday, Fox 11 joined Alpha Structural exclusively to see the ground movement up close in a neighborhood near Portuguese Bend. You have to think to yourself, this is not real, said Damien Hammond of Alpha Structural. That's how I feel here too. I feel like I'm on a movie set, but it's actually 25 people's homes. That last quote really nailed it. At this point, Rancho Palos Verdes really looks like it belonged to the set of a science fiction movie. It's a natural disaster in slow motion that the authorities are unable to stop, of course, and the damage is getting worse with each passing day. If you visit Rancho Palos Verdes, you'll discover that there is a giant chasm that now runs right through the middle of the neighborhood. Drone video from Alpha Structural team essentially shows a giant crack running through the neighborhood. This whole section just moved from here. It opened up a gap, said Joe Demers, a civil engineer with Alpha Structural. He said this whole area moved about 5 feet in the last year or so, but then it really accelerated. In the last 2 months, it moved another 4 to 5 feet. The last 2 months. I've never heard anything like it. This is something you have to see with your own eyes, he said. So that you can imagine something very, very strange is going on there. It's not good. Normally, authorities are concerned if the ground in a certain area moves a few centimeters a year. In this case, the ground is literally moving about a meter a week. That's over 3 feet a week. Within the last year or so, experts believe some areas have fallen more than 12 feet. Recently, experts said the ground is moving about 12 inches a week. A total drop of over 12 feet is pretty dramatic. So, what happens if the earth continues to fall? Already, so much land has been moved that a stunning new stretch of coastline has appeared. Even today, months after the move began, the land continues to shift, creating an unexpected and stunning new stretch of coastline near Rancho Palos Verdes. Somebody said, "Oh, there's a new beach?" It's not actually a beach yet, said city geologist Mike Phipps. A beach usually has sand on it. It's literally landslide debris here, lots of rocks pushed up and out by the wave, he said. And it has not happened in millions of years. This happened in just 6 months. The difference of a few months is amazing. When you see side-by-side photos of the coastline before 2024 and 6 months later, with a few hundred meters of new rocky shore formed as the earth continues to move, piling up below the water's edge. Phipps said, what's happening is that the land is rising and coming up right through the ocean and lifting it out of the ocean. Is this another sign that we're entering a time of increased geologic instability for the state of California? I've been warning for years that it's only a matter of time before the big one comes. The time is ticking. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of fish are dying and washing up on the shores of Northern California. Hundreds of thousands of dead fish washed up on the shores of California's Lake San Antonio in an unprecedented mass deforestation affecting a wide variety of species. The death began last week when smaller bait fish were found at the edge of the lake on Friday, but in the days that followed, increasingly larger species of fish. various viruses also washed up on the lake's beaches. It seems that every species of fish in the lake has been affected. We've never seen this kind of multi-species die-off, especially on this scale, Monterey County Parks Chief Brian Flores told SF Gate. The authorities don't seem to know why this is happening, and neither do I. Before I end this article, this is by Michael Snyder, he says, I wanted to mention some other very strange natural events that have taken place recently. First, on Tuesday, a meteor spectacularly exploded over Midtown Manhattan at 11:15 a.m. A meteor flew over the Statue of Liberty before disintegrating about 30 miles above Midtown Manhattan on Tuesday morning, according to NASA. The space rock passed through the atmosphere above the Big Apple around 11:15 a.m., at the same time that New Yorkers reported seeing a flash of fire across the sky and felt the ground shake lightly under their feet. Why didn't our scientists see this meteor coming in advance? That's the big question. And what if the meteorite was much larger and had reached the ground? Second, earlier this month, Hurricane Beryl hit the state of Texas and literally removed the head of a famous pro-abortion statue in Houston, as Beryl hit Texas, leaving millions without power. One particular spot of destruction had some saying it was an act of God. And the statue installed at the University of Houston after it was unveiled in New York was found decapitated in the wake of Beryl. So many really weird things are happening today. Have you noticed that too? Unfortunately, I am convinced that things will get even stranger during the very difficult months and years ahead. And this is by Michael Snyder. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. This is by Michael Snyder. About the author, Michael Snyder's extremely controversial new book entitled Chaos is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 7 other books that are available on Amazon, including End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.